What's going on, hikers? In today's video, we're talking about some dark, juicy secrets that backpackers refuse to talk about. I wanted to say a quick thank you to all the love and kind words that I received on the last video I released talking about my wife and I's son being born. He's 2.5 weeks old now, and he's doing fantastic, so thank you. Enough about that, though. Let's get into today's video. The first juicy secret is about a national holiday. It's June 21st every year. I'm not really sure who declared this national holiday, and I haven't participated, but I will tell you it's a thing, and I'm pretty sure you can catch some charges if you do participate and you run into the wrong people. It's National Hike Naked Day. That's right. There is a national holiday unofficially dedicated to going out there and wearing nothing while you hike. Sounds to me like a great recipe to get all kinds of bug bites, but to each their own. Hike your own hike, they say. I know some people wear a loincloth covering up their private regions. Some people wear nothing at all. So do as you will. I gotta say, I'll continue not to participate though. Our second juicy secret. This one is gonna make you a little bit sad, especially if you've gotten bitten by the bug of backpacking. That's what happened to me. I fell in love with it, but then I started dragging people along. The secret is they won't love it just because you do. I've taken some people out there. I'm pretty sure my wife has cried on literally every trip that we've taken. I feel bad about that. Some other people I've taken haven't loved it. A couple have fallen in love with it, but I will tell you, just because you love something doesn't ever mean somebody else will. I'm sure some of y'all have some lovely stories you can share in the comments with a time that you took somebody on trail and you kind of wish that you hadn't. Our third dirty secret is the trail. The trail will chew you up and spit you out. You know, I watch these videos and the backpacking looks so fun. You get out there and it's actually type 2 fun. It is fun, but it's more fun reliving the stories and laughing with your friends after a trip. What's not so fun is just getting beat, banged up out there and dinged, blisters, sunburnt, cracked lips from the wind. I mean, sometimes it feels like torture, and that's why recovery is so important. I got to tell you, every time I get back from a trip, my number one tool is actually a massage gun. This is the D6 Pro massager, and this thing is awesome. This one is by Bob and Brad. They actually are physical therapists. I've been a fan of theirs on YouTube for a long time. There's a few things I want to tell you about it. Number one, the stall force. I cannot make this thing stall out. It has 16 millimeter deep muscle tissue treatment and has 85 pounds of stall force. So no matter how hard I try pushing down on here, I just have so much trouble making it bottom out. There's 6 speeds on it, ranging from 1500 RPM all the way up to 2500, and you can go for 180 minutes straight with this massage gun because the battery life is so long. It's actually brought to you by today's video sponsor, Bob and Brad. I will link it below, and I would love for you to go on there, check it out. If it doesn't fit your needs, they have a bunch of other massage guns and tools that maybe you can shop around on their store and see if those fit your needs better. Number 4, this dirty secret is all about intoxicants. They are on the trail. Sometimes it's even part of the culture, especially the thru hiking community. I'll be a little bit more specific, so don't be surprised if you see these things on trail. A lot of times, if you're thru hiking, you'll go into a trail town and your metabolism is so high that you can just drink, and then the next day somehow you're not hungover. So this is very popular in the thru hiking community. I know it's a huge thing whenever I was on the Camino de Santiago last year, as well as like the Appalachian Trail. Very, very social thing to do, but that's not the only intoxicant that I'm talking about. Also, the green stuff, cannabis. It's very prevalent on trail. Like I said, it's kind of part of the culture. I don't know if that's a hippy dippy thing and it's part of the outdoors or what, but I will tell you it's a big part of the culture. And it doesn't just stop there. It could be any intoxicant, whether it is the ones I've named, psychedelics, or other things that may be a little bit more hardcore. Now you're getting into the scary territory, but I will tell you, don't be surprised if you do see some of these things on trail. And also, if you're going and you know this stuff's going to be around, it may not be the best idea to drag your kids along for the ride, because that may definitely kind of ruin the vibes of the group. So just a heads up out there, a little PSA. Our fifth dirty secret is about pooping. That's right, we all do it, and some of us do it outdoors. And I got to tell you, controversial take here, but cat holes. Cat holes, although I think are necessary, sometimes they're way more important than other times. Now, I don't want to step in your poop. I don't want to see your poop. So I am going to urge you to dig a cat hole, which is like an 8-inch deep hole, maybe 8 inches wide. If it's not big enough, you can dig deeper. If you miss it, you can rake your poop into it. But the point is nobody wants to see your poop, especially important if you're in a densely populated area. Say, for example, on the Appalachian Trail and you're near a shelter, there's like a designated poop digging area, and it's essential for you to dig a cat hole as well and not poop on the ground. That gets washed into the watershed. People could accidentally set up their tents on it. They could step in it. It's just a nasty situation. Cat holes are less important in less densely populated areas. Again, I'd still urge you to dig one. And if a wag bag is necessary, like a lot of places out west, maybe the organisms that are living in the soil or the sand, they're not prevalent enough, or they're not going to be able to break your poop apart quick enough and make it biodegrade. You may have to use a wag bag. Our sixth dirty secret is about knocking boots. This one's a little bit gross, I will go ahead and tell you, because if you think about backpacking, usually you're sweaty, dirty, stinky, and the knocking boots things in that situation sounds pretty wild, but it does happen quite a bit. This could be anything from a romance that has just bloomed into creation while you're through hiking and you met this perfect person and then the special thing happens. Or it could just be a one-time fling. That happens as well. Or it could just be weekend warriors. You're headed out to the trail, you got a little getaway from the kids, and this is your opportunity to make a move. So I'm just gonna let it sit there and tell you the hookups on trail, a real deal, it's a thing. If you want to hear more stories and more long form about this content, you can check out the Backpacking Podcast. It is available across all major platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, etc. My co-host and I, John Kelly, we actually unpacked this list and talked a lot about it for over an hour in a recent episode. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give me one of these, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.